It's strange. The people who hurt us the most are often the same people we can't stop thinking about. You would think pain pushes us away, but sometimes it does the opposite. It pulls us back in. Missing someone who is bad for you doesn't mean you're weak. It just means you're human, and that your brain, your heart, and your past are all telling different stories. Today, I want to talk about why we miss people we know weren't good for us, and why it feels impossible to truly let go, even when we swear we've moved on. My old ex girlfriend, who at the time seemed perfect until I started to notice patterns that hurt. Most of the time, we don't actually miss the person. We miss the parts of ourselves we felt when they were around. We miss the feeling of being wanted, noticed, desired, chosen, even if the person giving us those feelings didn't deserve us. The brain remembers intensity, not accuracy. So it holds on to the highs, the rush, the validation, and it filters out the things that broke you. You're not missing them, you're missing emotional oxygen. You're missing a version of yourself you thought only they could bring out. And that's why it feels so confusing, because your heart is grieving something that was only half real. Here's something people rarely admit. Sometimes the pain we already know feels safer than the peace we've never experienced. Humans are addicted to predictable patterns, even the unhealthy ones. If someone made you feel loved one day and ignored the next, if they apologized and hurt you again, if every good moment felt like a reward for surviving the bad ones, then your nervous system learned to associate chaos with comfort. That's why missing them feels like withdrawal. Your brain isn't craving the person, it's craving the chemical cycle they created. Me and my ex-girlfriend used to get in these small arguments about things. Nothing major, but they happened often. And sometimes when the arguments didn't happen, it felt like our relationship was lacking something, like the chaos was part of the connection. This is the part almost everyone goes through. You leave. You swear you're done. You tell your friends, I'm never going back. And then the loneliness hits. Not just any loneliness, the sharp, heavy kind that shows up late at night when the world goes quiet. Suddenly, your brain starts playing reruns of good moments, the inside jokes, the late night calls, the times they held you like you were the only person on earth. And somewhere in that quiet, you start thinking, maybe it wasn't that bad. Maybe I overreacted. Maybe we could try again. It's not because they changed, it's because the human brain will choose familiar pain over uncertain healing every time. This is how people get stuck for years, not because the relationship was good, but because the cycle feels impossible to escape. One of the biggest reasons people go back is to get closure, but here's the truth no one wants to hear. The person who hurt you cannot give you the closure you're looking for. Closure isn't something you get from them, it's something you create within yourself. Most people look for closure because they want answers like, why did you treat me that way? Did I matter to you? Was any of it real? Could we fix it if we tried again? But the moment you go back for closure, you're giving the person who broke you another chance to break you again. And the worst part, even when they do give you answers, you still don't feel better, because closure doesn't heal the wound, it only reopens it slightly softer. After our breakup, I spent a long time wondering why she treated me the way she did, what I could have done differently, how I could have been better, and why things ended the way they did. I thought I'd never get those answers, until much later when I actually got to talk to her again and we had a real, honest conversation. She apologized to me, genuinely. After all that time thinking I was the problem, she apologized. There it was, the closure I thought I needed, but it didn't heal me. Instead, it gave me a kind of false hope that maybe we could be something again. And even though I had already moved on for the most part, it still left this strange emptiness in my heart. This is the hardest truth. You didn't choose them because they were good for you. You chose them because they mirrored something unhealed inside you. Maybe you grew up feeling unseen. Maybe love always came with conditions. Maybe you learned that affection had to be earned. Maybe chaos felt normal. When we don't heal those parts of ourselves, we don't choose partners, we choose patterns. We choose people who match the wounds we never dealt with. We choose people who reflect the stories we secretly believe are about ourselves. And the only way to stop missing them is to start healing the version of you who thought the kind of love was enough. Growing up, I was never really sought after by people. Not by friends, not by girls, not by anyone. So when I finally found something with this girl, I held on to it like it was the only chance I'd ever get. I accepted the bad parts and clung to the relationship out of fear that I'd never find someone new again, even though deep down I knew I deserved to be treated better. Letting go doesn't start with blocking them. It doesn't start with deleting pictures. It doesn't even start with moving on. Letting go begins the moment you stop waiting for them to come back. The moment you stop romanticizing what hurt you. The moment you stop believing the best parts of your life are behind you. Healing is not forgetting them. it's remembering yourself. Sometimes the hardest breakup isn't with the actual person, it's with the future you imagined with them. You're grieving a story that never got to happen. You're grieving what you thought they'd become. You're grieving the version of them you kept waiting for. But the version you fell in love with existed in your imagination, not in reality. And letting go means choosing reality over the fantasy you kept rewriting for them. Here's the beautiful part no one tells you. The moment you heal from the person who broke you, you never fall for a person like that again. Your standards rise, your self-respect strengthens, your intuition sharpens, your heart becomes wiser, softer, stronger. Missing them is part of the journey, but so is outgrowing them. One day you'll look back and think, that wasn't love, that was a lesson. Missing someone who hurt you doesn't make you weak, it makes you human. It means your heart works, it means you cared deeply, it means you were loyal, it means you tried. But now it's time to try something else, yourself. You deserve a love that doesn't feel like survival, a love that doesn't make you question your worth, a love that doesn't apologize more than it shows up, a love that doesn't require pain to feel real. And the moment you realize that is the moment you finally let them go. Ever since my ex, I've been able to move forward. It took a long time, and I'll never completely forget her, but she doesn't run my life anymore. I can talk to new people, remember the good moments we had, and keep growing without being hurt by it. And if no one has told you this yet, you will not miss them forever, but you will always remember who you became after them. And that version of you, they're worth holding on to. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know if there's any topics that you want to hear about next video. But I love you guys and have a good night.